Yo, what is up, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Everything sounds good. The volume of the music isn't louder than my voice. It'll be okay, but you let me know. There's always somebody. Deadpool knows what I'm talking about. I'm just kidding. Welcome, Deadpool. Yeah, so you guys, welcome back to the stream. I am going to continue working on my Venoms. Let's see. Okay, I don't want to hear myself, so let me turn the volume on that. Boom. Okay, good. All right. Yeah. So let's see. Also, guys, I said guys. There you go. All right. Cool. What's up, Mario Cat? What's up, ML? All night. All right. This music feels a little loud. You guys let me know if the music is too loud. I'll turn it down. But in the meantime, yeah, so what I have here on my screen is like the latest render. And I figured one thing that I don't really do with you guys is to show you the process of doing the render too much. I like to go into Keyshot. Nice, loud and clear. Excellent. Thanks, Black Meat. Cool. So yeah, I like to go into Keyshot, do some renders, and I usually use those to send to clients. I did it for Sideshow on my last thing, and they really dug it because it gives you an idea what the resin statue is going to look like. So I am going to let's show you what I got. All right. This is the last that I did, and I want to give you guys an idea of how I get this. So I had up for GPU. I let it kind of crash out on me. So I'm going to turn off the GPU rendering. In case you're wondering, I am on my desktop now, and on the desktop I have a 2080 Ti graphics card, NVIDIA, and what's the specs? Like 128 terabytes of RAM, and hard drive space and all that. So it runs pretty well. Things usually go pretty well. If it doesn't, then it's because Deadpool, right? So let's get these lights right, and I'll show you what I did. Right. So I usually like to bring in the model and select if I go to my environment. This is good because I never get to do this when I'm doing my Zbrush live streams. But I go to my environment. I kind of like this cathedral one. I don't know where I got it, but it's a HDRI that I downloaded. And if I switch to the lighting environment, you can see that it looks like this, right? And if we rotate around, whoa, I just turned off his head. That ain't good. Let's turn that stuff back on. Let's turn that all. How'd I do that? Oh, come on, dude. Okay, well, if it can go wrong, it's gonna go wrong. Let's turn all this stuff back on real quick. I'm sure, I thought if I held down shift, it turns everything on, but maybe not. So here you go. So yeah, this is the HDRI that I'm using now. I usually switch these things out to try to get the best lighting, but if I rotate around the scene, you see that the anybody who doesn't know this stuff, I'm sure there's a lot of old heads in here that know all about HDRIs and rendering that way, but I can light him with this photograph. So I usually turn on something that I like. This is actually kind of a cool angle. So if I go back to here and pick a neutral background, then I have some, like I like the way this shadow is going here. And when it renders, it's messing up my mic. Oh no, lag. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here soon. let's see, hold up. Pause. Okay, how's the mic now? Can you guys hear me? Am I back? Let's see. Okay, now? How about now? It's okay now. All right. Yeah, so Keyshot is a bastard. It will pull resources like crazy, and just really lag me out, especially if I'm in here with YouTube. But so basically, I like this a lot. I'm gonna save it so I don't lose it because I really like the way that this is being lit with only the HDRI. I like to put in a point light too that will light those shadow areas, but this is actually pretty dope. And I would do a render, but I'm not crazy. I know it's gonna kill my stream. So I'll just save it, and then I will quit, exit. Before I do, I just filled it with a neutral kind of white color that has ambient kind of a fill, AO fill, and that's just going and finding the shadows in the sculpt that I already have. I like to really bring out all the detail that I have there so that AO really grabs it. You can see in the symbiote part here in the shadows, it looks really like nice, and especially in the hand, in that gnarly hand, it looks kind of dope. That's because of the shader I'm using. That's not just the basic, like the basic material from Zbrush. So that's it. But I really only render when I'm in Keyshot. I don't really render in color. I always just throw in this kind of white color, and this is what I send to clients. They dig it. So I'm gonna say quit, exit. Yeah, all right. So now I have the last one that I did, and this is a CP render. Yeah, probably. Probably. I thought I turned off the GPU, and it still was it was pulling resources, so I don't know. It's being used for, yeah. Yep. That explains it. So yeah, so if we zoom in here and look at this nice and close, I let this run for, I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes or so. But you see that this is with that shader I was talking about, and it just really captures the cavity nicely. Yeah, let's go with that. Yep. So this is what I had last time. I did a render of the back too. Let's see. Light. I think it was 3. Yeah. So you can see like all those details. They look really nice. Like the little gnarly hand. You can see that I had an extra thumbnail turned on. I didn't mean to have that on. Don't tell anybody. I will deny it. I meant to do that. And you can see that his glutes are nice and worked out there, and also he's got some toe action happening. I might have modeled these off my own toes. You don't know. So toenails definitely are mine. So anyway, let's see. Let's hide this. Since I did my last personal stream, I started to work on a new guy, Anti-Venom, which is actually based off of an illustration that I did back in the day for Upper Deck trading cards. So I want to show you guys this real quick. So let's see. I'm gonna grab this over here. Let's see. So I did this thing, and I based it off of a, here it is. So if we make this large, this was based off of this really rough sculpture that I made. I just put in barely some details because I didn't really know how to sculpt in ZBrush super well back then. This is a few years old. But B, I didn't need all that. I just needed some lighting reference so I could go and paint it. And you can see that I painted all these details on. So one of the great things about one of the great things about continuing to work and getting better is that you know, you can go back and work on things that you did before and kind of tweak them to make them better than they were. So let's hide that. Get that out of here. Let's go to ZBrush. And this is kind of the statue, like the statue, whatever. This is kind of the sculpt that I had before of my the Anti-Venom that I used for my paint over. I don't know if there's a lag or what. You guys tell me if there's a lag on the screen. It's still on the painting for me. But you know what? It doesn't make sense. Forget it, because my voice, I think, is synced to whatever time it is. I'm seeing it all like late on my screen. I'm in the future, you guys. But yeah, this is what it used to look like. The one on the right is what it looks like now. So if I go and zoom in, you can see that I have spent some time kind of getting this face looking better. I got a tongue that I started. Right now it's looking mad plastic because I haven't detailed it. But that's what I'm gonna do with you guys today. I started working on, let's hide the other one. Get the other one out of here. Get out of here. For this guy, I wanted him to feel very different than than the original Venom. So if I come over here and turn this on, that's that point light I was talking about, like the main light that I bring into Keyshot, by the way, the little red ball. But like if I come over here and show him, and let's turn off the symbiote stuff. Okay. And then I'll copy them and drag them over and get to the other one. Not that one, this one. No, not that one, this one. There you go. Yeah. So if I go to this guy right here, you can see that I wanted him to feel very different than the Venom I'm working on now. I want him to almost feel like kind of gangly, almost like Frankenstein. So he's hunched over, he's kind of like stumbling towards you, like almost like a zombie. He's got the leg kind of kicked out to the side, like he's dragging it on the ground. And he's got, you know, I wanted the hands to be different. So like if you look at the hands, I have one that's one size and the other one's like way bigger and way more gnarly. Like it's almost going through, if you guys played Resident Evil, if there's any Resident Evil fans, and you know how the boss goes through the transformation, that's kind of what I wanted this to look like. So thanks, Deadpool. The chat is way behind me to read it. Green guy. Yo, Trevor Lawrence, what's up? What's up? It's my man Trevor. He only comes out every once in a while. But yeah, so yeah, you know, like in Resident Evil, it's all like when you think you beat the boss, he transforms and gets more gnarly and comes at you. That's what I want this guy to look like. Sorry, all in your ear. That was not cool. So yeah, this is it. Now, the other thing about this guy, and then I'm gonna start actually doing something, is I'm recording the entire process, right? So if I go back to the one that looked kind of like hot garbage, like the scale is all different and everything. But if I go back to this guy, I recorded the entire process of sculpting the anatomy. I'm still working on the anatomy, but getting him in the right proportions, tweaking the pose, doing all that so that, like, if I take this guy and put him here, save him, come over here and go to my other dude, like you can see that I'm starting to go hard on getting the forms in for the anatomy and stuff like that. So I'm gonna continue to work on this guy a little bit, give you a preview in case you're so inclined. If you want to see the whole thing, I'll put it up on Gumroad and ArtStation when it's done. Right now, I have a whole lot of hours to edit because nobody wants to be sitting around and looking at like 60 hours of video. I'll speed it up and do narration over top of it until it is tight and right. So let's go to PureRef, open that up. If you guys were in the ZBrush live stream, Odell, what's up? Odell's my other friend from back in the day. He's on the West Coast. You know, I got peoples all over the place. But let's open up. Load Venom. Yeah. So I'll get on my reference. If you were able to drop into my ZBrush live stream for Pixelogic yesterday, let me know. So I can give you a big old shout. And then if you missed it, it's on my YouTube under my playlist for ZBrush Live. I think I've done like, I'm not even kidding, I think I've done like maybe almost 40 of those things. And the shortest one I have is 2 hours. Most of them are 3 hours, so that's a lot of content. It's a whole lot of content for the low price of free. But if you want to support the cause, I will, like I said, I'll be throwing this up when I'm done, the entire thing on ArtStation and Gumroad. You can pick it up. Not for a lot. It won't be a lot. Maybe like 25 bucks, 30 bucks, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So here is what I had before, my sculpt. Oh, I do have these little spiky bits. I just kind of, where are they? Body spikes. So this is gonna be, you can see I started getting closer to what I want, and I'm super excited now because I'm super excited because I watched what's coming out in the next version of ZBrush. And if you watched my stream yesterday, you know I was having like a really hard time getting that spider to work on Venom's chest. This whole thing that they have, like they have some new brush that is going to allow me to do that way easier. So I'm all about that. No lag here. Good. Like to see more musculature in the glutes. Okay. All right. He's got a soft bottom right now. It's all right. Yeah, I'll get him tight like Venom. What else? On the model. Yeah, I figured you were talking about the model layout. Let's see. You know what I don't like? If I... that's kind of weak. All right, I was going to say, in order to see the chat, I have to maximize the screen, but it is what it is. You'll read this 5 minutes from now. All right, man, 60 minutes of video, uncut. All right, maybe we can make that happen. I'll give you the super long extended version. So, yeah. All right, let's just keep going on this. One thing that I did with this guy that I really want to do with the other Venom is if I turn off his tongue, I started modeling the interior of his mouth, and I made the, if I turn off, so I did this in parts, right? So if I turn off this, not that, turn off the gums, turn off the dome, turn off the mask, the eyes, the teeth. All right, so you can see I started modeling the inside of this mouth here, and I based this off of a snake for the bottom part and a cat for the top part. Cats, believe it or not, have some scary ass mouths, you guys. Look at that. Why do they need the ridges? Like, yikes. I have a cat. She's adorable from the outside. I do not want to see the inside of her mouth. And also, I don't know if you know this, but they have like little barbs on their tongues, and they don't feel scary, but when you look at them up close, they're really scary. That's one to grow on. go back over here. I'm gonna, it's a little, I'm well rested, so I'm gonna have, see, there's the top of that cat smell. I got energy, so I'm gonna turn up the energy and hopefully I'll get some more views this time. I'm getting respectable views, and when I say respectable, they're all right. But I want you guys to tell all your friends so that when I come in here, it looks like a Zbrush live stream. That would be great. What did I say I was gonna do first? Oh, let's do these little spike parts. That'd be cool. Parts in here. Eyes, mask. Let's go to the spikes, and I want those to feel like they're really coming out of him. So I'll just do some inflating and then some sculpting. Look right. And that's like more talking than I did my entire last personal stream. That's a lot of talking. Anybody looking forward to the new Snyder Cut? I saw this hilarious video where they took the new trailer and set it to the Saturday Night Live intro music. That was pretty funny. But I'm actually excited. Actually, you know what? I had somebody the other week ask me about that, and I didn't know what they were talking about. I didn't know they released the new trailer, but it looks dope. I hope it's better than the original. Oh, where's my help guys? Look at that. I have a lot of reference here. This is a good one. Let's go with that. Black me. Damn. So I want this to feel a little like horns almost. I'm gonna figure out some kind of way to make his skin not smooth, right? Like I don't want it to feel like you know, like human skin, but I definitely want some kind of a texture to it. That's what I'm recommending. This is using Sculptors Pro. I'm just turning it on and off and rezzing up by adding tessellation to the model. Usually I just shrink down my brush and smooth, and that will decrease the size of those triangles to give me some more detail. That's it. Saw the new Superman and Lois. Really? Yeah, I'll watch it. I don't like that dude as Superman. Like, I gotta tell you, he doesn't look like Superman to me. He looks like he should be on some, like, sitcom or something. Nothing imposing about that guy. I'm looking for somebody that is like an Alex Ross version of Superman. You know, like a, not necessarily Diesel, but, you know, he looks like he could fight. That guy looks kind of soft to me. Yeah, the old Lois and Clark was pretty dope. I think I'm not going to say it. I won't say it. Clark turned in that red cape for something else. I like Smallville. I thought I can't remember what that dude's name is, but I liked him as Superman. I really wanted to see him in the suit. It was kind of cool when they did the little Infinite Earth thing and had him put on the. Did he wear the suit? He didn't even wear the suit. Nah, he still didn't wear it. He was on the farm. That's right. Brandon Ralph looked dope in his suit. They gave him the Kingdom Come suit from Alex Ross. Alex Ross's painting. It looked cool. I'm not telling you guys anything you don't already know. Alright, where's I had somebody hit me up on ArtStation a little earlier and said that there's a Venom dragon. Like, yo, that's crazy. There's a Venom everything. I want to do that Venom T-Rex. That'd be cool. But I think after this one, I'm gonna do Venom, probably. Mostly. Is the music still? Wait. Oh, also I want to start detailing his jaw. Because as you can see, I got the head part, the top part figured out. I didn't really mess with the bottom too much. So let's turn on the gums. Teeth are a little straight too. I'm probably gonna curve them a little bit. I want them to feel like almost like fish hooks. Not fish hooks, like the barbs on piranha or something. Yeah, definitely. Brandon Ralph was dope. And in the I meant to do that. In the Infinite. Superman with a Venom body. They were drawing him like that for a while in the comics. I remember that. He was like really stocky. It was crazy. All right, what do I want to do with this? Let's see. Oh, I think. Do I still have this in symmetry? I don't. I did. I moved it. And I didn't do posable symmetry. Everybody always asks me why I don't do posable symmetry. I should. Should definitely do that. I like to sculpt everything twice. How about that? Not really. Lazy mouse. Turn up this lazy mouse. Oh, it is still in symmetry. Sweet. That'll work. How do you go about picking your personal projects? I don't know. Like, I don't even know how I landed on Venom. I think because I'm literally like the last guy to do a Venom, and I always wanted to do one. But I've been bouncing back. Yeah, let me try that again. I've been bouncing back and forth between the stylized look of, you know, the Luke Cage and Iron Fist, which I kind of like that look, but I think the reason that I went with Venom this time is because I've been doing stylized stuff for a while, and I really enjoy working on realistic stuff, especially like anatomy type stuff. You know, that's kind of relaxing for me. So that's how I got on Venom. And then I realized, you know, I already have like a Carnage and an Anti-Venom and Venom, so I might as well just keep going and do the whole Venom verse. You know, I really want to do the X-23 Venom. Was it X-23 or I think it was X-23. They did a version of her in the Venom verse. That was fresh. Um, so I definitely want to do something like that. So what I'm doing right now, if you're wondering, is I'm just looking for something interesting. My friend Odell, who's in here, is like really good at kind of finding these irregular forms and doing super detailed stuff like the way I did the front of his face here. I don't really do a whole lot of that, so for me, I'm just kind of gonna do this until I land on something I like. I just want it to look less clean. I don't want a whole lot of smooth surfaces on the black part anyway. So no spoilers, but I'm finally coming around on the WandaVision. I really wasn't feeling it before, but the last couple of episodes have been kind of cool. I actually couldn't sleep and woke up at, I think, 4:45 this morning, and I watched it. So I was digging it. Don't say anything in case anybody hasn't seen it here. I don't want to like get spam. We'll talk about it next week. My smooth's too high too. And this is too high. Everything is too high. Let's turn this down. There you go. That's better. Sword Deep, what's up? How you doing, my friend? And the top is almost geometric, so I have to make sure that the bottom is not too wobbly. But right now I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of looking for forms here. Just anything that looks interesting. Eventually I'll run into like a happy little accident and then I'll just roll with it. That's how I did the top. So once I get a basic shape here, I'll just start going in and sculpting up something. I want this to look like these spikes that are coming out are almost like building up from the skin. Not really executing it just yet, but we'll get there. Pushing the mesh that's kind of penetrating underneath back a little bit, and then I can come back and keep it moving. Yeah, I agree. After episode 4, I was not digging the whole. I didn't like the little sitcom stuff like that was talking to the camera, and that was getting annoying to me. My buddy Tony liked it. Tony likes everything though, so really not a good gauge. It's like contractually bound to like everything. What's up, Tony Gore? If you are in here, I'm talking about you, son. But yeah, I wasn't really feeling it. It's coming around. I like the whole Monica Rambeau stuff. I'm excited to see what they do with her. And you know, I'm all about the heroes. I want to see more heroes. Oh, okay. All right. So, good thing to realize on this is that these spikes are not symmetrical. So I'm going to turn off symmetry, kind of build back up this side over here, because that doesn't work. Just unsaving. Jay, what's up? Do you tutorials on video? Yeah. So I mean, aside from the ZBrush Live stuff, like I said, for this guy, I've recorded everything. Oh my gosh, I am not recording this part. I need to be recording this part. Hold on one second. I'm glad you mentioned that, man. I would have been pissed off if I didn't have this. So, let me open this on another screen. Hopefully this doesn't take up too much resources, too many resources. Let's see, move this over here, start recording. I want the screen, yes, and microphone off. Boom. Record. All right. Cool. So yeah, now I'll have this on the video as well. The thing I really like about this Sculptus Pro is like I can just go in and really quickly, you know, knock these areas down and just keep going about my business. Jay, how you been, man? Thank you, my friend. Jay's another friend of mine. Let me turn the fan on. Hold on one second, because it's hot. Okay. That is better. It's super hot up in here. But yeah, as far as tutorials go, I am recording this whole thing, and then I'm going to have it as a tutorial you can buy, like I mentioned earlier, and I do the ZBrush lives. I'm also, because work has been a little bit slow lately, like just this year with COVID and stuff. It's starting off slow, but I started doing private tutoring sessions as well as like portfolio reviews and stuff like that. So anybody who's interested in doing that, I had a session with a friend of mine today actually. So just hit me up. Too much. A little bit of a Thanos thing going on here. A little scroll action. Yes, he did. That's my friend Bradley right there. That was my session today. Chopped it up about ZBrush stuff. What's your cursor wavy lines? Yeah, you know what? Somebody told me what that's all about. It's has to do with my settings in OBS, and I can fix it with Stream Elements. I think Stream Elements or Streamlabs, one of those. But yeah, for whatever reason, it looks like a barcode. It's kind of crazy. It's annoying, but just after a while, you won't even notice it. I figure as long as the audio's working and the video's working, we're ahead of the game. All right. Now I'm starting to find a groove a little bit. I didn't know what I wanted to do on the sides, but I think continuing this whole look of the top is gonna feel better to me. I can push down that inside of the jaw. Like, you're not gonna see any of this. There's really no need to worry about it. And all I'm doing now is I'm just holding Alt and pushing it back into the mesh. All right, let's see what this looks like with some color. Turn off external render and just do a BPR in here, and let's see what this looks like real quick. I was just talking about this yesterday. I really wish you could save your settings so you don't have to do this every time. Like, it's a little extra to have to do this every time. I don't want to do it every time. I know I can save my lights, but I mean the rendering part. Oh, okay. So the material I used on the face catches too much light. If I use a rim light, it makes it look way too metallic. So let's just look at it this way. It's getting there. Let's see. I'm going to turn off the shader because it makes it hard to see. So, frame. Go to my flat color. Of course, it's covered up by Pure. Get out of here. Oh, Deadpool is not that much, man. I mean, I'm only charging like 60 bucks for an hour, so that's a PlayStation game or 2 Starbucks coffees. So you could do that. Let's go over here. All right, so now I want to make sure I'm filling. I don't want to fill those eyes. I just want to really fill these black parts. Let's just do it one at a time, actually. Color fill. Teeth. Fill. Let's just bring this over here, actually. Fill. Okay. All right, so now I can switch back to my regular shader. And now I can turn on some lights. Let's turn on some lights. Set this thing off. Oh, I don't know if I showed you guys this. I got a new addition the other day. Check that out. Boom. Doom. MF Doom ring. I like it a lot. All right. Okay, so that's getting there. Now that bottom's starting to look a little better. Much better than just nothing, you know what I mean? So, let's turn off that rim. Turn this back down a little bit. Cool. Cut off the color. There you go. Now we cook it. Fix a spike on his shoulder. It's bothering me. That's the other thing too. I like to jump around. So, get my reference again. Now I could use the deformation tools with the gizmo, but this is all like, I'm on really just trying to do this quick and dirty. I'm not trying to spend a whole lot of time on each individual spike. It's another thing where I'll find the shapes when I do. No, I'm not really I'm not really trying to spend a whole lot of time on them, but at the same time, you know, like I'm trying to enjoy the sculpt. You know, I'm not really a speed sculpt kind of guy. I was talking with ML all night earlier today about that. Like I'm not really trying to rush through this guy, but I'm getting faster, you know, all things considered. You get your 10,000 hours, you're gonna get faster regardless. Like Odell would be done with this probably in a day if it was him. I kind of have these spikes as their own separate thing too, because when I make UVs for this, I want the arm to be nice and clean. So I'll just, you know, the spikes will just penetrate. There'll be a separate piece that'll penetrate. Also, I'm gonna have to print them as their own thing anyway. I'm gonna print this as a quarter scale statue, by the way. It'll just be easier. I think I'm all about like this horn type of a thing too, because I just rewatched Krypton now that they have it on the CWC for free. Seed for free. And you know, say what you will about Krypton, they got the bad guys right on that show. It's crazy how dope Brainiac is. And I don't know why they couldn't make Doomsday look like that for the Batman versus Superman. Like that movie was a travesty compared to the way they have Doomsday looking on Krypton. I saw season 3 is going to come out not too long too. Have you tried the mono yet? No. You know what? I set up the printer in my guest bathroom, but I don't have a table for it yet. I was just saying earlier I need to buy a table. So actually, I got a tip on a nice table, got a link and everything, and I think tomorrow I'm gonna pick one up. Hopefully they have it in stock at the Home Depot near me. And then I can set that up and start printing. I got the Wash and Cure 2 and the Photon Mono X. So that's gonna be a nice addition. You know, but I was talking to my friend the other day though, and I don't feel like I deserve to start using it until I finish my Hulk. Like I have about a good, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do it the same way. I ended up doing a mold for the entire upper body of him, and uh, and I used so much um, silicone. Like it was crazy how much I used. It was like 2 containers, and it's not cheap because I'm buying the what is it? Buying the Smooth On brand. Um, so I think the way I'm gonna do, I still have to do another half, right? So I think the way I'm gonna do that is I'm going to I'm gonna brush on the other half and then do the like the plaster cast over top of it. Not sure if that's gonna work, but you know what? If it saves me silicone and it does work, I can get a nice good seal, and that's good to go. This is actually a better way than going and bending them all down. I can just go ahead and hit them with the H polish, do some cool stuff with that. But yeah, I'm super excited. I do have it set up in I have it set up in this bathroom, which nobody uses, so it's good. But I don't want my cat messing with it, you know. So I gotta have a dedicated space. Let's see. What if you have? What if you have as a project? Yeah, it looks right to me. It's all good. That was some crazy good. Yeah, man. Thank you. I'm excited. I've been trying to do like a gumroad for a long time, and I just haven't done it. It's one of those things where I haven't had time, and I've been being pretty good about being productive while I'm in my slow time. That's another thing. Like I talk to other freelancers, and you know, with this COVID thing, everybody's hit a slow patch, you know, and I think just figuring out how to hang on until you get a job to pay the rent and all that is that in addition to working on things that get you more work are important. So for me, I've just been, in addition to teaching at this school that I'm teaching at, um, man, there's a whole lot of prepositions. I I've been working on personal stuff, so that's why I did the Venom and you know the Luke Cage and Danny Rand and all that, because I want to have some dope stuff that gets me more work. Like I just sent some more samples over to Sideshow today of that stuff I opened up with, like the AO pass of the the Venom. So hopefully they dig it. You know, that's the thing. You just got to keep putting out feelers, and then when people need you, they kind of throw up the bat signal, and you get work. We'll see. As long as I can pay that rent, I'm good, son. Well, rent and stuff for my kids. I have 2 kids about to be in college right now, so I gotta get my side hustle on because that's not gonna be cheap. All right, let's see what this looks like. That's better. That's better. Let's do this. For people who are coming in later, I'll show everything, do a screen cap, then I can work on this guy. folks aren't like, what is that supposed to be? Yeah, you know what? Those spikes make it feel a whole lot better. I like that. If you know what I'm saying. All right, let's do a render on this guy. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, wait a minute. Let's turn on the color too. It's like the face is too dark to see what's happening. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna group all the dark parts. Copy, make a new folder. Let's call this mask. Top, bottom, little chin strap, teeth. Turn those down in there. Gums, top teeth. All right, and gums. Cool. All right, so now I can go and turn off this other stuff for a second. Throw that in a folder too. Turn on my eyes. I'll leave that on for a second. What the heck? I'm gonna leave on. No, I don't. I want to turn that on. All right, so grab this. I'm just gonna lighten this up a little bit because it's really hard to see. Something like this, and color fill. There you go. That's better. Color fill. Gums can stay dark just so it you tell that they're there. But I'm not mad at that. Let's leave that. See some penetration through the jaw here on the skull. Push that back. Hide this tongue. The tongue is, yeah, I'll work on the tongue next, but not right now. Yeah, it's better. All right, cool. So now I can turn everything else back on. These back on. That. There you go. Turn on the tongue. Nah, tongue is whack. Turn the tongue off. All right, let's do a render this way, I think. What do I think about Black Lightning? I will be honest with you. I didn't know. I was talking to my buddy the other day from college, and I didn't know I missed like 2 seasons of Black Lightning. I was digging it for a little while, but I think I stopped watching it around the time of the Infinite Crisis thing. I was hyped at the fact that they kind of killed off all those worlds and drew everybody into the Earth 616. But then my man was telling me that, like the, what is it, Capital City or Central City, whatever, wherever he lives, they don't even talk about that. So I'm like, what the heck, man? Like, you got all these new superheroes now, you don't talk about them? So I might be wrong. I'm not sure. But I stopped watching it. I will pick it back up again. Mari Cat, thumbs up. Great Edition Mono X. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Are you going to print the... Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. So that looks... All right, let's do this. I'm turn on my rim light. Let's move this down some so you can get it in the mouth. All up in the mouth. And now let's render it. Let's see what this looks like. I don't like the shadow. So this is what I do. There's a whole lot of moving the light, do a render. Move the light, do a render. Until I get something that I like. I have to be 100% happy or else I can't keep it moving. That's what you get when you have adult ADHD. All right, so I'm gonna bake this. This is what I do. And create a new one, new layer. Now this is the one I can work on over here. So turn off the lights again, turn that off. Come over here, turn this down a little bit. Maybe turn off the color, because I don't need that. Let's go back to the lighter color so I can see what I'm doing. That, there you go. Now we're cooking. What did I say I was gonna do? The tongue? The tongue, I think. Yeah, let's get that tongue looking good, because this is no bueno here. I'm gonna look at my Venom tongue. I'm kind of happy with that. I'll tell you what, I like the old tongue better. I think I saved it, but I had to reposition it. So, did I keep it? The old tongue. Oh wait, am I on the right? Yeah. Tongue 2. It's on an older version. I bet you. All right, whatever. I'm just gonna go and grab this, get some screen caps of it. Let's take that. Screen caps of it. Yeah, that works. All right, so that's cool. Let's get this guy back over here and go back to my dude. Wait a minute. Is that the right one? That's the wrong one. Frame. Turn off solo. There you go. Okay. And grab his tongue and solo it. All right. So the way I made this tongue was I basically did a curved tube strap and added some I added some loops and let's see, turn off dynamic, do it. So I already have the subdivision levels. Yeah, so if I step down, see, like this is basically what I had. It's crazy low. And the reason for that is because I wanted to be able to pose it the way that I wanted and then go in and clean it up. So now I can see I'm getting pinching in some of these areas, so I can just go and grab these. I'm going to use my Move Infinite Depth. That's one of my new favorites because then I can, it moves all the way through the mesh, which is pretty sweet. And then in places where I don't need to go all the way through the mesh, I'll just switch back to my regular brush. So because I'm manipulating this after I have all these loops in here, it might get a little wonky, in which case I could delete higher, and use my Z modeler to remove some of the loops and then kind of redraw them in if I want. But I think I'm just going to smooth it out. Like it's not that deep, actually. So got that now.
What we do here is go back.
I want this to be thicker. I feel like the tongue is too thin. Let's thicken this up a little bit. So at this point, I'm kind of happy with the way that this looks. And what I would do now is save what I got. Yes. And delete lower. Delete lower. I think I have some tongues on here too. Like snake tongues. Yeah, I don't. All right, so what I'll do is I'll use my old illustration that I kind of based this off of. The whole point of doing this sculpt over again was I wanted to mimic the this illustration and see what I could do with it today as opposed to when I originally painted it like 4 years ago, something like that. Okay, I deleted the lower subby levels. All right, so now what I can do is I can turn on Sculptors Pro and I can just go to town and use the clay spin. Odell, I don't know if you're still in here. Odell actually turned me on to the clay spin. Odell and Tony Gore, big clay spinners. So that's it's like my favorite, one of my favorites. It's not centered. I think the reason that I work faster now is I used to sweat like this is sound funny. Like I would sweat the techniques really. It's a song. See, if you're as old as I am, you'll know what that means. But I was more worried about doing something the right way than just getting it done. So with ZBrush, the great thing is there is no right way. You can do things like a dozen different ways and get the same effect. And after talking to friends of mine who are really good sculptors, like Eric Sosa or Daniel Bell, they don't really worry about poly modeling and box modeling or anything. They go in there and just do dope sculpts, So once I learned that, I was fortunate enough to go to Argentina a couple of years ago, and I actually got to hang out with Daniel Bell. He came to one of my seminars for Wacom, and then we went out and had dinner and hung out in a club. And I just let him know, like, yo, I'm a big fan, and he told me how he would do stuff, and he's just a great guy. All right, so now this is the problem with what I just did, right? I did not have backface masking turned on. So you see how it ate through the bottom of this. Easy enough to fix. I'm not going to sweat it, right? All I have to do is turn off Sculptors Pro, and now I can turn on my clay buildup. You have to turn off Sculptors Pro though, because you can't use masking with clay buildup. So like I just go in and quickly just fill this stuff up. and then I can turn back on Sculptors Pro and smooth it out. So the old me would have been like, oh no, and like tried to figure out how to, you know, go back in time and fix it and everything. But the new me is like, yo, that's dumb, don't do that. So now I can turn on Sculptors Pro and just smooth it out. I'm gonna resculpt this anyway, so I don't really care. And not only that, like, pro tip, it's giving me some interesting textures. So this is, okay, wait a second. I had backface masking turned on. So why is it going through both sides? Oh, I'll tell you what I can do, all right? Here's another workaround. These are two separate poly groups. I have a top and a bottom. If I turn on my poly fill, there should be a top and a bottom. Let's see. Let's do this. All right, so actually the top and the bottom are one group, but I can just auto group these. There you go. So now I can mask just the bottom, which is what I want to mess with here. All right, let's turn everything on. So let me get these sides here too. As soon as it's done with the autosave. Krypton, yeah, no, I've been watching on Seed. Absolutely. I know that's way old. Clay spin. Yeah, clay spin is the bomb. All right, so now we got this. All right, group it. Yeah, that'll work. So now I can just go and I can mask only the bottom part. Just like that. Now I can go and fill this. I don't even have to have backface masking turn on. I can just go with my clay buildup. I'm gonna use clay spin actually and fill this. And because I have everything else masked, it can't pull those other areas. So it's all good. All right, so just fill these areas up. If you guys are finding any of these tips helpful and you know someone else that is a 3D sculptor or getting into ZBrush or Blender or whatever, turn them onto my page, please. I need more subscribers. I got to get my views up. And then, you know, instead of being with my girlfriend on a Friday, I can be sculpting some cool stuff for you guys, you know. Gotta make it worthwhile, you know what I mean? So getting there. Skip. All right. Now that part is filled in, I can unmask and I can go and I can smooth this out. I can go and add more. Shouldn't pull through the other side because I have thickness now. Now, had I not had those groups, I could have also just inflated this thing and then used Sculptors Pro to fix the geometry. Like I said, there's a ton of ways to do everything in here. Over here is a little thin. Let's grab the inflate. Just tap it up a little bit. Now that kind of the part that's under, I know there's a name for it, but this part here that's under your tongue, the kind of center spine part, isn't going to go all the way to the front. So I can go ahead and smooth that out. You wouldn't see that way up in the thin part of the tongue. So now I just smooth this out, turn on my Sculptors Pro. Get rid of it. smooth it out, smooth it all out. This part up here did a little twisting. I can smooth that as well. Being mindful of how large my brush size is, because that's gonna affect the tessellation on this as I'm sculpting. So that, come in here and kind of even this out a little bit, and I'd rather redraw that line in the middle. Like it's wonky right now. So just fill that in. Take this down, this spine part I was talking about. We don't need that. What are you guys most excited about on the new ZBrush? I'm assuming that you watched Paul's presentation the other day. Let me know in the chat. I kind of like that alpha thing where you can sketch out forms and it makes actual geometry. That's kind of cool. Looking forward to that. I didn't get too excited about the the thing he was doing with the hair, where he was using just any kind of geometry to make paths on the hair and everything. It just feels like extruding on a path to me. But I am pretty amped about being able to just use the mask, sketch out without having to go into a separate part. I know we had something like that a couple versions ago, but just drawing something out with a mask and you have that form is pretty sweet. It's like Shadowbox without the box, It's pretty cool. All right, so now I can start actually sculpting now that I have this looking a little better. Looks like I'm getting a little bit of a divot here that I can fix. Make sure that doesn't go through the top. Good, it doesn't. Okay. And then this, like, if anybody knows the name of this thing, let me know. The bottom part of the tongue. That comes there. That. Oh no, I don't want that. Is this? Yeah, this one. Yeah, yeah. I'm reading that probably what you typed like 5 minutes ago. Yeah, that's my favorite feature too. All right, so when I kind of get the shape that I want, now I can go and sometimes I like to remesh because actually I prefer to sculpt on clean topo. So let's do that real quick. As soon as that saves. Is a 32 loud? No. You hear a sound off of on yours? I don't hear that. I can't hear anything over the fan of my my computer. It's crazy. I have a water cooler on mine. It's a EK water cooler, and it's just loud like all the time. I don't know why. I built this, and I feel like maybe there's something that I didn't do right, because even when I'm not processing anything, it's just always running. So I don't hear the monitor. I mean, I say all that to say I can't hear the monitor. Not even a little bit. Oh, I just ordered this new tablet. I don't know if Jay is still in here. I got this new tablet. Who makes it? I read an article about it, and then I hopped right online and found it. I think they're delivering it tomorrow. But it's a small. I wanted something for a. I wanted something to work portably on the go, and I didn't want it to have a screen because I don't want to have to plug in another device, right? So I have this HP ZBook Create that that HP kind of custom built me with NVIDIA, and I'll be doing videos of that next week. I gotta get them done. I've been saying I was gonna do them, but I've been doing a lot of work on that machine, which is a beast. But I have to plug in the Cintiq 16, what is it, the 16-inch Pro or whatever, because it has a screen on it. I love that monitor, but I just want to have something that doesn't have one. So I picked up, who makes this? This thing is dope. It's a new competitor for Wacom, and who makes it? It is a, wait for it, Sense Labs. Let me type it. Oh my gosh, thread rippers are loud as hell. All right, so if you haven't seen this, check this thing out. It's crazy. So I got that tablet. I didn't get the little remote thing like this that goes with it, but I just got the tablet, and it looks cool. But I'll let you know how it works out. and we'll see. I've been a big fan of Wackums for a long time, so I'm very excited to see how this thing works, you know? All right, so let's see what this looks like now. Turn back on the head and all that. All right, that looks a little more like a tongue. Feels a little long. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually pretty long. Let's do this. Actually, shrink it up here. Because it's all curved, this is going to look kind of crazy, probably. All right, you know what? I think rather than doing it that way, I'm going to do it this way. I'm just going to, let's do this. I was doing this earlier with Bradley. This is my new hotness right here. Just delete hidden, close holes, boom, grab this, mask, and just move it where I want it. I'm not even going to sweat the fact that it's not joined yet, because I'll just fix that part. Let's see how that looks. That link's a little better, but let's reposition it. Inflate this under deformation. Let's inflate it a little bit because it's looking a little thin. Let's do this actually. I don't want the tip getting inflated, so let's do that, mask it. There you go. Now, perfect. I do say so myself. All right, so that'll work. Now I can grab my move tool and get it close to where I want it to be. Let's solo out just the tongue. I don't need to see anything else. Get that where I can see it. Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure that everything penetrates the other mesh. All right. Now I want to dynamesh this together. So, now the only thing is I'm going to lose my poly groups when I do that. So maybe rather than dynameshing, I will split. Oops. I'm going to split unmasked. Right? And now I can cut off, let's turn off solo. Let's turn off everything else. Come over here, we'll turn these two things on like this. Get this out of the way, get out of here. Don't give away all the jewels. All right. That's cool. I got a lot of mo. I got a lot of mo, player. All right, so let's take this, and now I can boolean this together. Boolean. Clear everything else. All right. All right. Now that made its own groups anyway, so it's like whatever. But I'll just group all that, close holes, that auto group. Okay. Now, so once this is clean, I'll start sculpting on it again. Autosave. I don't like that autosave can come in and just interrupt anything that you're doing at any given time. Comics Legend. Really mentioned that you were going to put this thing together as a class. Create keys and prep printing. Yeah, no. So, all right. What I'm gonna do most likely, because there's gonna be a whole lot involved in these, is I will have. They're not gonna be expensive. They're only gonna be like 25 bucks. So I'll have one for sculpting. I'll have one for cutting and keying and like rendering, so something like that, or UVs or whatever. Like I'm gonna have them set up so that there's maybe two of them, and then that way you don't have to watch like 10 hours of video, 12 hours of video on just the whole thing. So that's what I had in mind. whatever. It's close enough. I don't know why I'm sweating this. All right. So now I got clean topology I can work with. I can go in and just kind of bang these forms back to where they want to be. Make it look less wobbly. And then start to sculpt detail. All right, so this is kind of what I'm thinking for this tongue. I want 12 hours of video. that's the what do they call it? The bonus version. It's like when you buy Final Fantasy and you got to pay the extra whatever for the stupid coat that comes with it. Not Final Fantasy. Resident Evil is the one that comes with a incredibly overpriced coat. So now what could be cool, see, I was just talking trash about, not talking trash, but talking about how I wasn't really interested in the extruding on the path from the new version of ZBrush that's coming out. But that would be perfect for this tongue, actually. Like, that would be kind of exactly what I need, you know? Then I can get it exactly where I want. Instead of having to finesse it. All right, so this is close enough, right? So let's step up. Go in and I'm gonna do another Z remesh on this, just because I can. Let's do polish by features. Not that much. Maybe turn that down. All right, I'm not gonna do polish by features. Now let's try to do a Z remesh and see what happens here. See. Oh wait, I'm doing it.
The truth is, I'm not really sure what happened.
If you can't prove, there's no reason to prove. And now you've got yourself something funky.
What just happened? Yeah, there you go. a second. Shift D, 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 Shift D. There you go. A little higher. All right. Cool. Copy. Paste. So I want this to be kind of stylized, so I'm gonna have some, you know, kind of comic booky angles to this thing. Also, because I'm gonna print it, it's gonna need to have some thickness to it, or else it just won't hold. This is good too because it's going to pinch together that line I drew down the center. It's kind of good for me. Get some thickness down here too. Okay, that's cool. Ray. Some dots. Actually, let's see. Is this going to do what I want? Let's see. This is just a lot of back and forth until I get something that I like. And it's getting close. You can do the individual classes, so it's like you have them bundled. Yeah, absolutely. That's the idea. Big shout out to All Night or All Right Creative or All Night for pre-ordering. Actually, he pre-ordered his early and got a couple of tutorial sessions as well. So, like that's big support right there. I'm gonna have to send him a little something extra, being a early adopter and supporter of the cause. It's very appreciated. All right, so this is just about what I want. Okay. Some color. Let's get some color. Oh. What I want. Spray, and I want to turn up the intensity. Yeah. Oh, dragged out. That's not what I want. I want dots. There you go. Uh-oh. Not material. Color. Wait a second. It's weird. Hmm. All right, guys, I'm probably going to be on like another 15 minutes or so. So if you hung in here for the whole thing, thank you. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. And like I said, just keep your eyes open for the full Gumroad ArtStation for this thing. You can see how long I spent on the tongue, so it gives you an idea of how long the whole thing is going to take. But yeah, I'll be selling that as like a part 1, and then part 2 is going to be cutting and keying, prepping for printing, slicer settings, doing things like you know, maybe getting some decent renders out of this, like I was doing in Keyshot earlier when my computer started logging. And so a whole lot of good stuff. Tell a friend if they're not already. Give me a subscribe, a like, and thumbs up. That'll be very much appreciated. And also, when you subscribe, you get notifications when I pop in again, right? So you don't miss anything. But yeah, I think we're kind of getting there. It's getting pretty good. By the time I do all my palette painting and keep going on the anatomy, it's gonna be pretty locked in. Adding the rest of the symbiote parts, doing the spider on him. Because this is more geometric, his spider, it's going to be easier for me to do. I'll just probably do it the way that I was trying to do yesterday with my Venom in the Zbrush live stream. And it should look good. That's going to be the long and short of it, right? So let's see if we can get one more decent render out of this. Then I think I'm probably going to call it for the night. Let's see. Render. Turn my bounce light back on again. Maybe do a dramatic uplight on it this time. Yeah, so that's okay. This sucked a little bit. Turn up arrays. And if you like my style of teaching and you think you might want to take some courses, I'm teaching concept art, intro, intermediate, and advanced for CG Spectrum. They don't pay me to put people on, but I always like to get new students. So go to cgspectrum.com, and if you register and ask for me, they'll put you in my class. You know what I mean? Get that portfolio good to go so you can go to your game studio or whatever. All right, let's see how this looks. Should be a little more scary. We got the uplighting going on. Yeah, it's all right. Get rid of that rim. Let's see. I want it to look really scary. Yeah, like super scary. See what this looks like. Thanks, Deadpool. All right, kinda. I'm gonna get a decent render if it kills me. See, this is where the OCD kicks in. I'm gonna wrap this up and go check my locks, make sure they're locked like 10 or 12 times before I go to bed. I don't do that. That's crazy. All right, That rim light is what's doing. Let's turn that off. Let's turn this up around here, like here. Do a render now. So I'll do some dramatic lighting like this in Keyshot, maybe post up for the next thing that I do. All right, I'm gonna call that done for the night, and let's take it into Photoshop, see what this looks like. Maybe something like this, document, export. Let's call this 8, 9. Is there a 9? I got a lot of them. Let's call it 18. There you go. Oh, it's a JPEG. It's PSD as well. PSD. Yep, save. Yeah, the Keyshot render puts this to shame, but BPR is what it is. I know somebody who is a guy who was doing this when I was just learning how to do use Zbrush, and he still just does BPRs. I don't know what that's all about. But it is what it is. All right, what? All right, stop a second. Where is Anti-Venom? There he is. Date. There you go. All right, cool. So now here, yeah, that'll work. Crop. Boom. All right. Yeah. So that's gonna do it for tonight. Thanks guys for coming and checking this thing out, and you know, it's gonna be on my channel, so you can watch it again later, or you know, if anybody missed it, you know, wants to watch, check that out. DM me and let me know if you want to do any one-on-one sessions or portfolio reviews or whatever, and I will get back to you on that. And everybody have a fantastic weekend.